Hi guys.
Hi,
Okay, so
I'm Brenda.
I'm Mickey.
And I'm Colin.
Okay, so today, Thursday, June 13th.
Yes.
We are introducing our show, which is The Roles Are Reversed and The Love Is Even Stronger. And that show, it comes from the basis or the origin of my mom taking care of me for 38 years. And now I'm taking care of her because she endured a stroke on the last week, two strokes. Look at her. I thought she was putting up the peace sign. So she endured two strokes the last week of July 2017. So almost 2 years ago, on her day off from work, because she was a retired educator of 42 years, public school, middle school, and high school. And she taught college from 1991 all the way up until the day of her stroke, which was, again, the last week of 2017 in July. And so my son and I, Colin, we physically saw it. We were at her home, fortunately. So we saw the transitions of her, just giving you some background. We saw the transitions of her um, talking on the phone to whomever she was talking to normally, coming down the stairs, because all the bedrooms were upstairs in her two-story home that she owned at the time, to coming down the stairs, then transitioning to a slurred speech, going from sitting in a chair to falling out the chair. And we were almost kind of like a rocking chair. So we were like, oh my God, what's going on? And, things like that. We were kind of like panicking. Not kind of, but we were panicking. Luckily and blessedly, mom stayed next door to a nurse practitioner. So I think my son, didn't you go next door? He ran next door to the nurse practitioner's house. Shout out to Mrs. Daphne John Smith um, for coming right over, doing what she had to do medically with my mom and to my mom. And then, of course, in the midst of all of that, call 911 and the ambulance came right over. And she was in the hospital at Methodist Sugarland and here in Houston, Texas. And she stayed there for a while from ICU to she switched over to the main unit and she went to rehab and got out too early and she went back to rehab. I'm the only child, so I fought for her to go to rehab. And my uncle, which is really my mom's first cousin, but I've been calling him my uncle since I was born, who lives in our hometown. Shout out Dubberly, Louisiana, and Minden, Louisiana. And he fought from on his end as well to get my mom readmitted. So they readmitted her. She stayed in there for about 2 more weeks. Came home, had home health care, all that. Came to my house actually because all of her bedrooms again were upstairs, so I felt comfortable with her coming to my house. And that's kind of like when life changed, home health care ended in about December of 2017, and 2018, no home health care. Uh, had heard so many great things about Memorial Hermann Tier rehab in the Texas Medical Center, which is one of the top medical centers in the nation. And I went back and forth trying to get her in there. And it was a little bit of a challenge. Well, a lot of a challenge, really, because she had been home in 2018 all that time. And of course, the doctors and all these people wanted to know what, what was the why was she at home all the time, and what did she need exactly as far as rehab and all that stuff. So long story short, got her in there. That was great. Oh my God, they're amazing. She just wasn't in there as long as I wanted her to, but their reasoning was because she was stronger mentally and physically than all of the other patients that they had. So therefore, they found the need for her to move on and maybe move to some another rehab. And they referred me to about five or six of them. I chose another rehab in Sugarland. And on Halloween night, I literally picked up my mom from Memorial Hermann Tier, took my son to go trick or treating, not to celebrate the Halloween part, but just going door to door, doing trick or treating. In that process, going to the other rehab in Sugar Land. And then that was it. She stayed there for, I guess, almost a month. And she got out right before Thanksgiving of last year. And that was it. And she's been home with me ever since. I had to sell her house because we kind of went back and forth with transitioning her downstairs and putting a bedroom down there and all that stuff and making it accommodating because there was only a half bath versus a shower and all that down there. And it was just too much, you know. Then we went with the idea of renting it. Don't want to be landlords and responsible for, you know, possibly having negligent tenants. So then we went into full-time living with me. And so I have my son. He's the only child right now. I'm the only child. And my mom. And this is our family. And that's how it happened. Again, my mom, she endured 2 strokes, I think 1 week apart from each other. And her change has happened. Her walk is different. Her talk is the same. It's strong. She's always had a heavy, deep voice. Her cognition is different. She doesn't respond as fast and quickly with the comeback as she used to. And processing, again, that's what cognition, that's different. And emotions are a little bit different, you know, and all of that. So that's the basis and the origin of our role. The roles are reversed, but the love is even stronger, even stronger. Do your strong hand, Colin. He's so sleepy. He's been swimming. And so that's it. So taking care of my mom is, I know if I had endured, you know, major sickness, illness like that, you know, unexpectedly as well, whether it was unexpectedly or expectedly, she would have definitely taken out the time to take care of me because she's always taking care of me as a single mom. She's one of the most prolific, profound, wonderfully amazing, heart felt, selfless, and deserving mothers that I know. She's one of the most sacrificing mothers that I know as well, because we moved from a very small town in Minden, Louisiana, go Boot, 318 area code, and we moved out from there, a very small town, 1 McDonald's, 1 Walmart, 1 Burger King, very, very small town. And my mom taught there for what, 20 years? And my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, which is my mom's dad, was the principal of the, she said, the what, Mom? Come on.
One Black High School.
Of the One Black High School, which was what? What was the high school?
Webster High School in Minden, Louisiana.
Right. And so that was that. And we moved out here because there were bigger opportunities. There was significant pay, more pay than compared to Louisiana. Everything, I guess, in the bigger city was just advanced, and there were bigger opportunities for everybody. And that's where we moved to, Houston, Texas. And we've been here since 1991. And my mom has really sacrificed, you know, a lot of things for me to do. Stop calling him. He's so silly. For me to do. Go ahead.
I got 2 phones.
Okay, that little excerpt. But she really sacrificed for me to do a lot of things that I wouldn't probably have the opportunities to do in Minden, as far as modeling, which I did do in Minden, but on a bigger scale here, and going to a college and taking up acting as an elective and falling in love with it. and just a whole lot of things that mom and I did, and mom did for me. So that's why the roles are reversed, and that's why, she's here with me because I wouldn't have it any other way. Um, I definitely wouldn't. Come on, scoot over a little bit. I'd like to say something. Now, everybody that knows Brenda Mims knows that she is a firecracker. Y'all know her out there from Minden. Y'all know her from room. What's your room number? Classroom number?
12
12.
at
And
Webster High School.
Webster High School, and then out here in Houston, y'all know Miss Mims from Krista McCullough in Fort Bend, ISD, and then you know her from Westbury. So she's still a firecracker. Matter of fact, we just ran into a student that she taught in Westbury, and the girl was saying, "Oh, me and you, Miss Mims, we used to get into it, boy. We used to go at it." But the girl loved and appreciated. I won't say the girl, the young lady loved and appreciated my mom, and what she stood for, because she was a second mother really to a lot of kids, more so out here, because these kids, all the kids here were from more of impoverished communities and low income communities, and they didn't have the proper and appropriate and positive guardianship and or parental support and parental love that they needed and they deserved. Yes, and parental guidance. So my mom served as such, and we'll go into all of her things that she's done and her contributions and stuff. We'll go into that probably on the next episode, but we just want you all to know why we made this. I know there are tons and tons and tons of people who are currently caring for their parents. I know nowadays, as the days and the years pass, more and more young people, I would say 30s, 40s, 50s, are deciding and making those um, great decisions and those, I guess, important decisions to care for their parents and care for their grandparents and move them in and things like that. Nowadays, than before. Yes, they have, even nowadays, they have a lot of senior living care facilities where they have independent living for senior citizens, and they have the like nursing home care, but not really a nursing home, in the really nice facilities for senior citizens. But my son's so busy over here. But, I didn't choose that route. Because I know she wouldn't have chosen that route for me if I was sickly, as she was. So that's what the roles are reversed. And the love is even stronger is about. And like I said, please tune in to us. We're going to try and promote and market all of this. So please tune in to us so that we can help each other. There are a lot of people out there that are going through trials and tribulations with caring for their parents or grandparents and loved ones. And there are a lot of people like me who struggle with this because, again, on this day that she had a stroke, it was so unexpected. I didn't know what to do. Again, the nurse practitioner came, and Mrs. Smith took control of everything until the ambulance people got there. So it was a shock for me, and I'm still struggling. We have our ups and downs, and that's one thing that that we're going to display, as well as just the real deal, uncensored, my mama's uncensored comments, and things like that, and the frustration of myself, because I'm still dealing with her in this state of mind and in this physical state versus her almost 2 years ago in her strong, kind of like Maya Angelou type of person. Colin. So that's what our show is. It's just going to be, again, strengthening, uplifting, motivating and encouraging people who are you don't have to be caring for anybody, a loved one, a parent or a grandparent. You could just be going through something else in your life. And, we're all in this together. My mom used to always say it could be worse. So for that, that's what our show is about. Just love and support and the day-to-day lives of us. All right. We're going to close it out. And please follow us. Again, the title is The Roles Are Reversed and the Love is Even Stronger. Say bye, Mama.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Colin. Bye. Peace out.